Kulikuwa meli nyati chui na simba.
Tulipokuma sana lakini sasa hivi tunayo jasiri.
Kulikuwa meli nyati chui na simba.
Tulipokuma sana lakini sasa hivi tunayo jasiri. Wanamwani kufareni. Kuilinda Kenya yetu. Wanamwani kufareni. Kuilinda Kenya yetu. Wabareko wanamwani wa Kenya. Wakuwa imara kuilinda Kenya yetu. Mshangwe mana, mshangweni tukatondo. Safari zote za meli ziko salama. Hongera kwetu wanamaji wa Kenya. Wabareko wanamaji wa Kenya. Wakuwa imara kuilinda Kenya yetu.
Tuwashangilie kwa makofi mazuri wanapoondoka baada ya kutuletea burudani Mheshimiwa Rais. Ndiposa kila siku tunasema Mungu ni Mungu wa majeshi. Mheshimiwa Rais kutufungia kipindi cha burudani ni mwigizaji Profesa Hamo.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah? Wonderful, wonderful. Hata msimujifanye, hata kama mkoja, mujifanye makofi nini, shangwe na delemo. Pigeni makofi hata. Yeah. Wow, mtukufu Rais. Karibu kwetu. Yeah. I know tunakutana Nairobi, ujui mimi ni wa Navy. Wonderful. Hata nimevaa uniform zote. Yeah, hii inaitwa hii jacket mlisema inaitwa nini? Hii. Hii jacket ni ile asinaona hata Mheshimiwa Soipan tu ya. Tuko kwa theme. Blue, white ndani, hii ndio working white. Alafu hii inaitwa red sea rig. Najua ni ya black lakini tunaita sea rig. Yeah, karibu sana Mheshimiwa. Tunakupenda. Ujue ni vizuri umetembea na waheshimiwa hapa. Kwanza haswa Musalia. Kwa sababu wakati ilifika kwa ile 21 gun salute tuliambiwa tusistuke. Sijaiona Musalia ametik. Hata ya kwanza bado. Ndio najiuliza woi watamumaliza. Woi tebeaga naye kila mahali unaenda mtukufu Rais. Ndio akuwe assimilated. Yeah, wewe mtebeaga naye. Afu unajua mtukufu Rais ni vizuri ulikuja pia na Mheshimiwa Badi. Lakini ameteswa hapa na Kiswahili. Walipoanza kusema vitutu, malango, mkorogo vyogo, niliona ameenda choo. Aliamka akaenda. It was too much Swahili in one setting. Utebeaga naye kabisa. Tunashukuru mtukufu Rais. Unajua mtukufu Rais juzi ulisema unataka kusupport artist. Na ni vizuri tu wacha niseme hii kitu initoke. Tutapatana na profesa. Vile Mungu akupenda. Ndio huyo mimi. Kwa hivyo naomba tutebeage na wewe. Ukipata joke funny unaniambia tokea. Mimi natokea mbele yako, nachekesha watu, nikimaliza wewe unarudi kwa siasa. Unaona itaenda vizuri? We can go further. Hapa ni kitu imetufurahisha. Mtukufu Rais, unajua ndugu yangu mdogo aliingia jeshi. Mimi nilijaribu kuingia jeshi. Nilijaribu kabisa. Nilijaribu. Hata nikaenda nikakimbia kwa uwanja na nilikuwa kabisa. Sasa wakaniambia wewe, kwa sababu nani hapa kati yenu anajua kumatch? Mimi nikasema kijana ya jeshi wa Emirates. Mimi najua kumatch. Baba yangu 6240. Nikasimama mbele. Wakaniambia yakuja, unajua kumatch? Haya twende. Nikaenda. Wakaniambia you are good. Sasa wengine nyuma ya huyu. Mimi nikajua hawa wenye wako nyuma yangu ni raia. Mimi niko kazi. By the left, twende. Nikasikia deni hivyo mpaka nyumbani na msionekane hapa tena. Mtukufu Rais, na wako hapa. Hata kuna mwingine aliniambia jeshi ile unaweza ingia ni jeshi la wokovu. Na wako hapa, nimemuona. Ukijifanya mzuri unanipiga picha. Mtukufu Rais, najua kila mahali unaendaga. Watu waliniambia leo nikuje tu nikusalamie kidogo, alafu tutakuwa na wewe masaa mengine ukiweza. Lakini before niende, nilijua ujue kila mahali unaendaga watu wote ni kukuomba vitu. Viongozi wakisimama wanaomba barabara, wengine wanaomba maji, wengine waongezewe pesa. Mimi niko na kitu kimoja ninaomba. Mimi hata siombi, siombi. Mimi nataka kupatia kitu. Najua saa zingine, unajua wewe ni baba ya watu wengi. Saa zingine kuna wagoroki, kuna wengine, tuko wengi. Sasa mimi naomba Mungu akubariki. Nilipatiwa hii tai na baba yangu. Hii tai ni adhirikea. Ninaomba nikupatie. Saa zile unasikia kutuongelesha, unavaa hii tai, iko na ugoroki na itakupeleka mbali. Hii piga picha. Yeah. Mimi sitaomba kitu, mimi nimekupatia tai. Asante. Mungu ni mwema. Wonderful. Unajua nakuja karibu na wewe, kuna marafiki zako wako hapa na suti. Wako pale, leo hawana suti. Kuna mmoja nilikuja kusalamia, akanikumbatia. Unaona nikashikwa hapa. Kumbe button ya sauti iko hapa. Sasa najaribu kukuita mheshimiwa. Asante. Nashukuru sana. Asante sana. Mungu awabariki. Mungu awabariki nchi yetu na awabariki rais na Kenya Navy. Let us enjoy. Najua nimeambiwa dakika 5 alafu tukutane baadaye. Asanteni sana. Mungu ni mwema.
Tumshangilie kwa makofi.
Jigi 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 nyamama yo. Epina obera na parochandaga. Nyadhi Masai. Atotena. Hata si tuko na special forces, goja kidogo goja. Hata si tuko na special forces. Lakini ya wagoroki wako ndio maana wamekwa huko nyuma tusionekane. We do amphibious landings. Yeah. We also do those. Alafu Army Commander, karibu sana. Ushaimuona akidmatch? Ana shida alipitia wapi kwa training? Mungu ni mwema.
Tumshangilie kwa makofi kabisa. Anapoondoka hapa Profesa Hamo. Mheshimiwa Rais, tumefika tamati mwa uigizaji na hali kadhalika vipindi vyote. Hivi sasa nitaweza kumwalika Meja Jamal aweze kuendelea na kipindi kitakachofuata. Mheshimiwa Rais.
Let's give a round of applause once more for the entertainment and also for Professor Hamo. Thank you so much for that engaging session. Your Excellency, sir, for the next session, we are going to move to the unveiling of the commemorative Kenya Navy at 60 book. Your Excellency, sir, it is with immense pride and honor that the Kenya Navy unveils the Diamond Jubilee commemorative publication. This book describes the journey of the Navy in development milestones from her preconception to an adult unparalleled force. It chronicles her evolution over 6 decades, from a Navy facing challenges to one performing massive operations, from a Navy struggling to fit to one partnering international, from a Navy with limited training, to a Navy that is now boasting with learning and research institutions. Your Excellency, sir, I now invite you to unveil the book and gift signed copies to our veterans and heroes. I would also like to request Your Excellency to be accompanied by the Prime Cabinet Secretary, as well as the Speaker for the Senate and the CSMOD, as well as the VCDF and service commanders. Distinguished guests, may I request you to all join His Excellency to launch the book in 3, 2, 1. A big congratulations. Let's give a round of applause for the launch of the book. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I will now request you to take your seat and sign the books. For the rest of us, we might kindly be seated. Thank you. As His Excellency is signing the book, he will be handing over the commemorative book to retired generals of the Kenya Navy, as well as warrant officers. The first one, General retired J.R.E. Kibwana. Followed by General retired Samson Mwadede. Followed by Lieutenant General retired Mugalu. Followed by Major General retired P.O. Awita. It's followed by Major General retired M.K. Ongoi, as well as Major General retired A.M. Rob. And also Major General retired B.O. Onyango. Your Excellency, sir, we also have Colonel retired Nguru, Colonel retired Kenga, Lieutenant Colonel J.C. Kimaro, whose book will be picked by the daughter, Jane Gaira, and is the first African naval officer, as well as Captain retired Musau, followed by Warrant Officer 1, Ashford Miriti, followed by Warrant Officer 1, Paul Midenga, and last but not least, Warrant Officer 1, John Chacha. Indeed, Your Excellency, the Kenya Navy commemorative book is a distinguished book that highlights the life of the Kenya Navy in the last 60 years with unique and distinct pictures. Your Excellency, sir, thank you so much. Kindly request you, sir, to take your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause once more for the launch of the Kenya Navy commemorative book celebrating 60 years of distinct service to this country. Your Excellency, sir, for the next session, it's now my distinct honor to introduce our first speaker, Please join me in welcoming Major General Paul Otieno, Commander of the Kenya Navy, who will deliver the opening address and thereafter invite the Chief of Defense Forces to continue with the program. Commander, sir.
Permission to carry on, sir. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Cabinet Secretary Defense, other Cabinet Secretaries present, the Mombasa Governor, Mombasa County, other governors present, the Chief of Defense Forces, Principal Secretaries present, members of Parliament present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Vice Chief of Defense Forces, service commanders, general officers both serving and retired, visiting generals and senior officers, fellow officers, DFSM, NSM, sailors, families and honored veterans, distinguished guests and friends of the Kenya Navy, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, I warmly welcome you to the Kenya Navy and thank you for honoring us with your presence as we convene to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Kenya Navy, themed Ulinzi Thabiti Baharini, miaka 60 ya kujitolea. From its humble birth in 1964, the Kenya Navy has grown from very modest beginning into a formidable naval force in the Eastern African coast, dedicated to safeguarding Kenya's maritime interests and contributing to regional and global stability. As we commemorate this significant occasion, it is fitting to honor the remarkable achievements of my predecessors, the distinguished fraternity of officers on whose broad shoulders I now stand. Their visionary leadership and relentless commitments laid a strong foundation that we continue to build on. We remember the pioneering efforts of our first commanders, seconded from the Royal Navy. Further, we honor the first African commanders of the Kenya Navy, the late Lieutenant Colonel Kimaru, whose daughter is present here with us. His vision and commitment to service ensured that the Kenya Navy got its foundation right as a source of national pride and resilience. We honor the late Major General Mbilu and General Retired Kibwana, who is also here, who are amongst the first crop of the Kenya Navy commanders under whose successive tenures Kenya Navy modernized and became a force to reckon with in the Western Indian Ocean region. We pay homage to Major General Retired Rafruf and Major General Retired Awita, who is here, who ensured that the welfare of the sailors and their dependents take center stage of the naval plans and operations. I salute General Retired Madede, who is here with us, together with his successor, Major General Retired Mkala, who became the first wartime naval generals. We also pay tribute to retired Lieutenant General Mugalu, who is here with us, Lieutenant General Mutai, who is also here with us, and Major General Nganga, who is here with us, whose leadership charted a path of growth and modernization during a period when the Navy sought to expand her capabilities in line with global maritime trends. Over the decades, Kenya Navy has enhanced its operational readiness and strengthened its position in the global maritime arena. Kenya Navy's journey has been marked by growth and achievements, which has placed it at the forefront of the global maritime security. Kenya Navy has successfully conducted historic operations, amongst them amphibious campaigns, maritime security operations, counter-piracy missions, humanitarian assistance, and disaster relief operations, and also participated in regional and international maritime exercises in cooperation with our allies. The Kenya Navy futures lies in embracing cutting-edge technology and capabilities that will enable the maintenance of a competitive edge and readiness in the ever-evolving and complex maritime security environment. In this regard, sir, Kenya Navy is partnering with the Kenya Shipyards Limited and other defense forces industries to produce maritime capabilities, including ships and other essential systems. This will enhance self-sufficiency and support national economic growth in line with Kenya's broader industrialization agenda. As I end, I wish to most sincerely thank the government of Kenya and the Ministry of Defense for the continued support that has enabled Kenya Navy to reach this far. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the men and the women of the Kenya Navy, past and present, for their dedication and service. Your unflagging devotion to duty and country is at the core of our success. Kenya Navy remains steadfast in guaranteeing Kenya's territorial integrity and ensuring freedom of navigation within our waters. Thank you, and may God bless the Kenya Navy, the Kenya Defense Forces, and the Republic of Kenya. It is now my humble duty to invite the Chief of Defense Forces to make his remarks.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, allow me to ride on the protocol already observed by the Navy Commander and take this opportunity to welcome you and thank you most sincerely, Your Excellency, for finding time to join us today to celebrate the Kenya Navy at 60. Today, Your Excellency, as we gather here to celebrate this momentous occasion, which is the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Kenya Navy, we give thanks to God for this far He has brought us. For 6 decades, men and women of the Kenya Navy have served our nation with dedication, courage, and honor. They have protected and continue to defend our waters, safeguarded our maritime interests, and continue to uphold the values of the Kenya Defense Forces. Since the inception of the Navy in 1964, it has played its constitutional mandate in ensuring defense and security of our maritime domain through commitment to excellence and professionalism. This has earned the Kenya Navy respect and admiration both at home and abroad. Looking ahead, Your Excellency, the challenges facing Kenya Navy are greater than ever before. Security threats in our region continue to evolve and multiply. Our maritime interests also continue to expand, particularly the opportunities available in the blue economy. It is therefore implicit that capabilities and readiness of our naval forces continue to grow and modernize. Your Excellency, we thank you for your continued personal commitment to ensure the investment in the Kenya Defense Forces modernization and in particular the Kenya Navy fleet, which will enhance, we also ensured enhancing of our training and operational capabilities, as well as strengthening our partnerships with other maritime nations and friends. As demonstrated, Your Excellency, in the displays we have witnessed here today, the Kenya Defence Forces has developed and adopted joint operational doctrine, as well as adoption of multi-agency approaches to operations. I have no doubt that the men and women of the Kenya Navy are up to the task of working together with other sister services and other agencies, as well as our friends, because of their professionalism, the courage and commitment for duty are second to none. As we look to the future, we remain grateful to those that served before us and reaffirm our support for the Kenya Navy and all those who serve in its ranks. Let us honor the legacy and continue to uphold the values of the Kenya Defence Forces, and as well as our national values enshrined in our Constitution. In closing, Your Excellency, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations again to the Navy family for this momentous occasion. On a very personal level, Your Excellency, this day is a great day for me, myself, my family and I, because my life, more than 50 years of my life revolves around the Kenya Navy. Having moved in here when my father joined in 1966, and 2 years later, as a 2-year-old, started nursery school in this very base. And once Excellency, it's really a moment that I cherish, and thank you all for joining us to celebrate. His Excellency and his family a Merry Christmas and wish you a prosperous New Year as we come to the end of this year. It is now with humility and honor that I want to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, Honorable Soipan Tuya, to make our remarks, and thereafter invite His Excellency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, CDF. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Kingi, Cabinet Secretaries present, my colleagues, CS National Treasury, Honorable Mbadi, and CS Trade, Honorable Mvuria, Excellency Governors, and CS ICT, Honorable Nyambura, Excellency Governors present, the Governor of Mombasa, and the Governor of Kwale County, Principal Secretaries, Members of Parliament present, both Senate and National Assembly, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Chief of Defense Forces, General Kariri, Vice Chief of Defense Forces, service commanders, officers and service members, visiting general and senior officers, families and honored veterans, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, I'm extremely honored to join in celebrating the Kenya Navy 60th anniversary which, as we have been told, carries the theme Ulinzi Thabiti, Baharini,